Raquel, get up there and do it, because they hadn't started calling me Rod yet. I got my name from DC, from U Street. Rod came from DC. I'm originally from Philadelphia. So I got up there and I started calling names, and I was kind of funny. I am funny. And it just kind of caught on, and I hosted from 97 to 2005. And it was great. And the influence was of It's Your Mug was those that came before, those that showed up when I was there and really showed me what poetry was, because I thought I was writing. This rhymes and this is, and they were coming with it. And I remember the book, what was the book called that you all did together? Red Rooster, what's
Oh yeah, Red Rooster, Black Rooster.
Man, y'all remember that?
Oh man.
Okay, so anyway, that's my claim to fame. I've had tons of people come through Mangoes over the years, and they made me popular, and you're welcome. I didn't know what I was gonna do. I have 3 pieces on my mind, but one I guess I'll retire tonight. Right, I did this last year for I Am Woman, a show at the Kennedy Center with MC Light. It's called Remember Tonight. Okay. I remember the first time that I truly loved. I remember the first time that I really noticed above, like there's more to my world than streets and sounds. There are clouds and blues and a source of heat. And maybe not doves, but birds that circle my crown. I remember when I first heard that my naps on my crown. And that fish don't try to swim. I thought that shit was pretty profound. Like crows and cornrows. I remember cornrows on my forehead. I remember when I first started growing my dreads. I remember hearing locks, not dreads. I remember thinking if they're scared of my brown, no matter what you call them, I can end up dead. I remember when birds found their way to my skin, tattooed memories. I remember the first time I learned there's no such thing as sin. I remember skipping rocks, the lake was shimmering. I remember my daughter crying. I remember her daddy lying. I remember the first time I flew over water. I remember time rewinding. I remember great fucking and fighting. Sacrificing and surviving. I want to remember bugs lighting. I remember that jail cell. I remember life before these cells. I do. I want to remember my well-formed molecules. I remember that black eye. I remember when I thought wearing a ring on every finger was so fly. I want to remember my Aunt Jo. I want to remember my mama combing her hair, my father's uncanny strength even after a stroke. I want to remember there's a yes in every no. Yo. I remember that pauper. I remember the prince. I remember the first time I met a king, been looking for him since. I remember great pain. I remember my first pet's name. I remember feeling the goosebumps of fame, the way skin mounded my curves. I remember getting on buses and trains and on my mama's nerves. I remember hustling, Phillies bustling, crack in these small caps. I remember when my sister didn't know she was black. I want to remember black. I want to remember when our lives mattered out loud. I want to remember my mind reshaping the clouds. I want to remember sex and lust, the taste and the sound. I remember shooting at 9. I remember that I was born at 9. I remember my first legit job. I remember that money was all mine. I want to remember every inch of my life. I want to remember that I wrote this rhyme. My uncle's voice, my daughter's voices, my best decisions, my lousy choices. Don't take my shine. Don't take my mind. Ain't much that's mine, but with the little I got. I remember the climb. I remember the fall. I remember the summer. I remember the crawl. My lovers. Oh shit, I don't remember them all. See, I remember the crawl. I remember the climb. I remember thinking, I'm unattractive. I remember thinking, I'm fine. Ain't much that's mine. Shit, did I already say that? Because I'll say it one more time. Don't take my mind. Don't take my mind. Don't take my time. Ain't much that's mine, but the little I got. I remember I write. I remember the mic. I want to remember hip hop, y'all. Yeah. I want to remember tonight. I just want to remember.